righty. Do we have some other people in here? Looks like it's at least one. All right. So, purpose of this is to talk about the DigiByte mobile wallet. And I'm looking for feedback. It's been through a few different iterations at this point with test flight on the iOS App Store. So this might cut in, it might cut out. I don't know. If you can see me right now, maybe throw a thumbs up or a comment. There should be a comment box. And if you can hear me okay, just so I know I'm not talking to dead air. So on a mobile wallet, you're going to end up having the ability to get the test flight app currently working to try to get this completed so that it can go into production mode and not have to rely on test flight, but actually be out there and publish for everybody that doesn't need test flight. But the purpose in testing is obviously to test. So I'm going to come over here really quick and
build started.
I'm going to start this this latest build and just kind of walk you through what I've got so far. The major difficulties that I've been having. So this is just installing. The difficulties that I've been having primarily are going to be related to just colors, getting the dark and the light color schemes to work and everything has been a little bit of a challenge, more of a challenge than I thought it would be, but getting through it. So initially you're going to end up having the app load up. This is the very first load up off of something, so it's going to be very slow. This is asking if you'd like notifications sent to you. Purpose for that is to be able to, like, if there's a community driven message and there's something that needs to get out there, I think that's important to provide that as an option to people, at least to, say allow or don't allow, so that in-app messages can pop up if there's something eventful. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and say allow. Now the next question deals with your location, and it talks about asking for your location so that it can help you locate kiosks. This is going to be things like ATMs, like the General Bytes ATMs, to purchase coin at, because functionality exists to be able to navigate people to those ATMs. So again, you've got a choice: allow once, allow while using the app, or don't allow. Okay, next page. You've got then this is a problem, admittedly. In the upper right hand corner here, there's this globe. This is kind of the types of things that I'm talking about, where in dark mode, which is what my phone is set up at for a theme right now, there isn't any options. So there's going to be like radio buttons and text and things like that show up for different languages. And these are just kind of tedious things that I'm having to go through. So if you see the updates on test flight that say, okay, more color changes, that's what it's talking about. So that's something that I've missed, but I'm just going back to the beginning. Okay, so let's hold that back up. So you've got a couple of options. Import a seed, and the seed is probably not going to work from whatever the DigiByte Go wallet was. I think it was SPV based. Hey, watch your show. whatever the DigiByte SPV wallet was, that's probably on BIP32 seeds, so that probably will not work, but I'll show you what that looks like. It's just as simple as go in here, copy and paste, and then press import. So you can try that. If it doesn't work and it's not able to locate a wallet, it's probably going to be a word compatibility issue, because this works off of BIP39. Okay, so the best bet is going to be to create a wallet, and then you'd probably want to just send coin over to it. So I'm going to show this. I mean, I'm not going to use this wallet. This is just going to be a throwaway wallet, but it is 24 words. Okay, and they're 1 through 24, so you need to keep them in order. I think that it's imperative that people do not take screenshots of this stuff, especially with where we're going with AI. I mean, it was even the Windows like laptop with AI thing. It's like everything's taking pictures of stuff, and these apps will work on M1 or greater machines as well for Mac. I'm almost to the point where I think that a person needs to start generating keys offline in some sort of key generation system, because as technology advances and our phones are connected to the Internet of Things, it just doesn't seem like a very good solution in the beginning. But anyways, this is being generated straight from the Electrum server, and that Electrum server currently is being ran by I think the guy's name is CP, the guy that runs Komodo Wallet. So okay, so you export now, and this is going to come up with a few different options. Like basically, none of them are good options. The best option is just to look at your screen and write it down on paper. But if you are one of those people that wants to copy it and paste it into your notes, that's set up for you. Okay, so I'm just going to say copy, which then allows it to go from export to continue. So the next thing, before you continue, make sure that you have your seed phrase. You can access it in your app settings later on, but make sure that you got that saved somewhere. Okay. Next thing goes into authentication. So it's going to want you to create a PIN, and it's going to ask if you want biometrics. So things like thumbprints, if that's still a thing, face recognition. Neat ideas for a logo right here. And then the next thing is pre-turned on, which is just price feed and background sync. So that's going to be just what it sounds like, the rate information to be able to update, and then the background sync to be able to check for transactions on the network so that it can update that in your app. Okay, so continue. There's basically a quick legal notice here that's just saying no one holds the keys but you. So if you lose that, you're screwed. So acknowledge that. You have to toggle a button, finish setup. Okay. So there you go. So there's your initial screen. Okay. Let's go ahead and hit the gear up top. These are some of the options that you have in there. Some of them may not work still in dark mode, but for simplicity, let's just go to light mode for the moment. Okay. So you've got a bunch of different options for languages. I know that this is working in dark mode. You've got your notification. It's currently set to update every 60 minutes, but you can change that down to 15 minutes if you like. Okay. Or you can just disable notifications if that's what you're into. The wallet scan. So when you hit the wallet scan button, it goes out there and it does a quick check, and it literally just took that long and it's done. So price feed and currency, you can set all sorts of different things from US dollars to pesos to Brazilian real to there's a lot of different options. Let's just put it that way. Let's see. Next thing, authentication. So this is going to require either your PIN or your face. I'll just go ahead and use my face. This is really cool. This allows you to have several different options in there. So what do you want to have be true in order for certain functions to occur? So if you just take a second at that and then get an idea, you can take your time and look at that at your leisure, but you can also change your PIN in there. Okay. Server settings. Is not showing up, so that's something I need to do. Delete account. You don't have an account because it's all on the blockchain, so feel free to read that. Debug logs, you can go in there and you can export the debug logs. There's an icon in the upper right hand corner there that has the build information, different things like that. You can send an email for support. Okay, going back to here now. So add a new wallet, because there are no active wallets because it was a brand new thing. Which kind of wallet do you want to add? You want to add a DigiByte wallet. Okay, there's that initial one. So when you first click on it, it's going to go out there and, well, actually, since I already hit wallet scan, it didn't do it, but you'll have a different experience. Okay, so let's go here. You can hold or press and copy that string. The string changes over time with transactions. You've got your ability to show a QR code. Currently, this kind of leads to nowhere, but the idea is that we need to have a place for an option for this so that we can try to make it possible for people that are interested in purchasing DigiByte to have a way to do so. Let's see. Sending, on the sending side, you can paste an address. You can also come down here, scan for a QR code. You can have things in DigiByte by default, or you can put it in dollar amounts. Okay. And I apologize if this is a little hard to see. The upper right-hand corner with the 3 dots, you've got a few other things like import private keys. That should work for Core Wallet. So if you use like the dump priv key command, that should work there. Sign messages, verify messages. You can change the title of the wallet, and then you can also reset it. Okay, so that's kind of a quick overview. We'll go back to dark mode really quick and just kind of show you what that looks like. But the main thing here is everything is being done on the blockchain from the Electrum level. So I don't know who you are, where you are, what, you know, there's nothing that's collecting any information about you, which is the way it's supposed to be. So be forgiving if you end up having a question and then you send that question in, like through the email. There's no account that's there. There's no personal identifiable information. So it's not like anybody's able to kind of just peer in and look at stuff, and you shouldn't ever share your words or any of that basic type stuff. So there's been a couple people that have come in here and gone since we've been started. I'm not seeing any questions or comments, but test flight is available and has been available. I am going to close this out by saying, you know, if you guys want to check it out, feel free. I mean, there's no real pressure that's behind it. This is just what I've noticed that the community has asked for, was a fast acting Electrum-based mobile wallet. And I need to get some assets fixed. Oh, I can show you this. Let me show you what it looks like on this other phone really quick. So let's start with light mode. So light mode, because this one actually has a balance on it. There's some incomings and outgoings. These are just tests, right? And so this is in light mode. So that's what the appearance of that looks like. And then in dark mode, and the reason I'm showing you this is because you can tell me if you absolutely hate it. That's dark mode there. So you can then click on a transaction. It'll show you the date, time, confirmations, and things like that. Confirmations may not always be accurate because it's going out to block explorers, and instead of just trying to ping it and ping it and ping it and ping it because the blocks are so fast, it'll usually quit after a certain amount of time. And then if you deleted the app, imported from your seed words, then it will probably go out and refetch how many confirmations. So don't get hung up on that. Otherwise, it would just be like a DOS attack. Okay, so then you can go to view and explore. Then that should take you over to chain ID. And that should be able to see what the details are of that. Okay, so which it looks like I could probably dial this in to be a little bit more detailed. As an example, on another wallet, if I do that, bear with me here, that's actually taking you straight to the transactional information for this is some coin in this example here. But it appears as though the other one is more so taking you to a generic kind of just the DigiByte overview. So that's something that I can tighten up. And this is kind of why I go through this exercise, is to let people see and give some feedback if they like. Okay, with that said, I'm going to go and, if people are upset about the last video, I apologize about that, but I take this very seriously. I'm a pretty disciplined developer, and I understand, mobile app development, C++, core wallets, elliptic curve cryptography as a whole. And, there's time to talk. Like right now, feedback and getting people's input is important. That's something that I tried to do initially, and then started receiving public attacks, and I still don't understand why. And then there's a time to work. And there are individuals that seem to talk a lot, may not work a lot, seem to ask for a lot, but don't produce a lot, if that makes sense. And, initially when we got started with this, I had asked people, would you donate to doing this? And if somebody wants to contact me directly and talk to me about wanting to participate, that's great. We can develop a relationship. But I'm not interested in that approach anymore after the bad experience that I had there. So my goal is to create a more accessible network to DigiByte, and the chief technological need seemed to be a mobile wallet. So that's what I'm doing. Trust me, I used to have an SPV based wallet that was very slow. I know the pains. They're hard to maintain. This tech stack is a lot easier to maintain, and it has longevity to it, and it just makes it much more inviting. So if you go to invite somebody new to the coin, then they're like, oh yeah, this is cool. This is very quick. So everything I just showed you is transaction ready from the point of downloading, setting up, and stuff like that. As soon as that's up, you can go to get a QR code, you could send coin to it, and boom. And maybe we could do that in the next video and do a demo, a transaction test. So I think there's one person in here currently. If you want to comment or anything like that, feel free. If you have a question, outside of that, I think I'll leave it open for a few more seconds in case you do, and then close it out. And we will then just kind of take what kind of future feedback comes in and go from there. Okay, I'm going to end it here, and we'll catch you guys on the next video. Thanks.